I'm not going to back my take up. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, look, Shohei Ohtani with another little bat flip, and my man, I love him even more after last night. He's bat flipping balls that are only going about 3 feet over the fence. This guy goes oppo taco on a Monday and bat flips, and it was like barely over the outstretched glove of the defender. Amazing. He's incredible. Angels get a walk-off win last night. But here's what we discussed yesterday. The idea of acquiring him now versus going for him in free agency. And you and I kept asking the same question, and we have a little bit different perspectives on it, even though both of us admit I don't really know the firm answer, and maybe it's different for each guy.
Sure.
And that is, how much would it help if you got a guy early? If you got him in July, how much does that help with regard to signing him in December? I don't know, but I feel it's potentially overrated and overstated. And I definitely am not willing to give up prospects 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to find out. That's my take. Now, if the price is way less than that, or if everybody in the industry is like, actually, you want to know what matters most to Shohei is that he gets a 2-month preview of where he goes. If that's the deal, well, yeah, you can have the whole system. Take 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 also.
You're going to gut the farm?
For 10 years? Yeah.
You're slaughtering pigs?
For 10 years.
You're killing cows? You're beheading chickens?
I would do a lot for 10 years.
You're going to gut the farm?
I would do a lot for 10 years. Just not 10 weeks.
Well, my take was that I think that it does give you a leg up, and if it does give you a leg up, then yes, I'm with you in terms of gutting the farm, although I don't think it guts the farm. And I also think that the price goes down the closer you get to the trade deadline, but I was of the mind that I thought that having Shohei in town for 10 weeks would give you that leg up. If your clubhouse is as good as we all think that it is, how could that not help you in your ultimate coveting of Shohei Ohtani?
All right, so what does Bobby Evans have to say about it? Here he is, and this is the man who used to make these transactions for the San Francisco Giants.
It gives you a window at the end of the season that is exclusive. Yeah, it gives you an advantage. And if you're willing to pay up, you might find that you can keep him off the market. It's difficult to do because there's been probably a lot of speculations that he's been listening to and his advisors have been listening to that are creating expectations. And so you'll be bidding against yourself at that point. But, yeah, at least you have an exclusive window. So there is an advantage. It may cost you a ton to acquire him as a rental, but at the same time, the advantage that you have is he may never go into that market if you secure him now.
Okay, so a couple things. That was from the Morning Roast today with the Joes, the Morning Joe, if you will. After listening to it, and I wanted to make sure that this was the first time I listened to it so you could get my authentic reaction.
A fresh take.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. That convinced me of nothing for 2 reasons. He said, it gives you an advantage.
Yeah.
No. I need to hear. It's going to give you an unbelievable edge.
Well, he did say the one thing that you have an edge on is the exclusive negotiating window.
Which his agents at CAA, I don't know if they've said this publicly. I can tell you unequivocally that they have said it privately.
Because you know people.
They are not signing in the exclusive window.
But they do have that opportunity.
They have the opportunity.
The exclusive window to present their package. And believe me, not that I've seen the package, not that I've seen the man's package, but I would imagine that the package is pretty nice, Mark. And you get a chance to be the first one to show that package to Shohei.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is right up your alley.
You had to turn your head away. I had more, but I didn't want to make you too uncomfortable.
That's right. I got nauseous for a second.
You always do that.
It's like I was driving on a windy road.
You always say, okay. When you know where I'm going. All right, buddy.
Let's go on for a second. No, I like.
All right.
If he's not going, if all you're telling me is the advantage exists in this exclusive window, and his agents have already been like, we're not doing anything in the exclusive window, we're going to free agency. Well, then didn't the advantage just dry up? Didn't that dry up? What I wanted to hear from Bobby was there is nothing that can replace the relationships that get built in August and September when you and your teammates go into the playoffs on a run. There is nothing that can mimic that and replace it. It is invaluable with regard to keeping a player long term. I don't want to hear, yeah, it's cool because in November they can talk to him when no one else can talk to him. That's not enough. I'm not giving you 5 players from the River Cats for that.
I do think the price goes down the closer we get to the deadline. And also, the thinking would be you bring him in for that 10-week period, and the 10 weeks actually turns into 14 weeks because then you're a playoff team. And I don't believe that Shohei Ohtani has ever played in a playoff game. So you would at least give him you would give him that opportunity to get a taste of October baseball. And, maybe you go on a little bit of a run and, Shohei is able to play in front of a sold-out Giants crowd. And we know that the Giants fans, when they show up en masse for playoff games, it's an amazing fan base. It's a great experience.
Oh, well, and he himself would drive that. That's the beauty of it. Absolutely. Look, I am not all bases covered out on acquiring Ohtani in July. I am out on acquiring Ohtani for what the internet is telling me it's going to cost. Okay? Like, I can totally change my mind on any purchase, right? If somebody put a car in front of you, there's a brand new car, and you're like, this is beautiful. And they're like, this is going to cost you $150,000. Well, I'm walking away. And as you walk away, they go, wait, hang on a second. I'm sorry, I meant $1,500.
Oh, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm back in.
Let's talk. I'm not giving you prospects 1 through 5 for like, oh, you get an exclusive window for a week and a half.
Yeah.
Stop. I'm out.
And a stretch drive. And, maybe a chance to win the World Series with Shohei Ohtani.
Listen to the tone in your voice. I'm looking for someone who doesn't have that in their voice when they tell me about the event. Well, maybe with the it is unbelievable how important it is that you have him in August and September. I want your voice to go down, not up.
Well, I believe it's down. I mean, I'm a high-pitch guy anyway.
Then hit me with it. Hit me with it. Then hit me.
Here's how it's going to work.
Convince me. Why do they need to have him now? The advantage is what?
Because if you don't bring him in now, you're not going to get him. The Dodgers will be a more attractive destination. If you look at the Giants and the Dodgers from the outside as Shohei Ohtani, you're not going to pick the Giants. The Dodgers are more attractive. You've already been in Southern California. You live there. Your girlfriend's there. You love the beach. You have no reason to come here other than what you could see from the burger hawking manager and the brainiac president of baseball operations. I don't think that from the outside looking in at these 2 destinations, you choose this one over that one.
That feels defeatist to me.
That feels factual to me.
And that's fine. That's fine.
I'm not trying to portray it as defeatist or as negative. I'm looking at it honestly in terms of a free agent.
Right, but you're sort of like you're telling somebody else what matters to them and what they like.
Right, I have no idea. I don't know Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Nor do you.
Nohei Ohtani.
Right.
You don't.
So nobody knows what really makes him tick.
Right.
It might be L.A. anyway.
Well, we talked about this yesterday. Like, I don't think San Francisco is this awful thing in free agency that a lot of people who live here right now think that it is. I reject.